Prejudging for the Arnold Classic 2023 just let out. And looks like it's a battle between Samson and Nick Walker. What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, or Andrew. So I think if they're going for conditioning, it's probably between Andrew and Nick for first and second. And if they're going for balance, then it's Samson.
Samson was in the center the whole time, right?
Samson was in the center at the beginning in the first call out, and then they did a second call out, and then in the third they did the top three, which was Nick, Samson, and Andrew, and they moved them all around.
Okay.
Yeah. So top three is definitely Nick, Samson, Andrew, and no clue how it's gonna pan out. Samson, it looked like maybe some of the oil dried up on him, so maybe it was a little bit harder to see his conditioning than the others, and Fuad kind of mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Andrew looked amazing. Nick was peeled. Nick was definitely more peeled from behind than any of them. But
Okay.
structurally, Andrew and Samson are superior.
All right, let's go see what Nick looks like. Here we go. Yeah, the only thing with Nick, the only way Nick loses is if somebody has the same amount of size, good conditioning or great conditioning, and better balance and structure. And that's what both Samson and Andrew Jack have, especially Samson. Samson's more complete right now. I don't think it's going to take, I don't think it's going to, I think Andrew Jack by next year will be right next to Samson as far as completion. But how did Andrew Jack's rear look, like his back and his hamstrings and whatnot?
It looked good. He looked like he had great condition,
Really?
his back had definitely come up, but that's always kind of the lagging part for him. I think
Right.
as far as front double bicep goes, I think Nick was probably third in that pose.
Yeah.
The front poses, Nick, it looked like he couldn't really spread in the front lat spread. He wasn't really opening up.
Mm-hmm.
But I would give him probably give him both the side shots. His side tricep looked crazy. And then the back double, just his hamstrings and glutes were really carved out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, balance wise, I think Samson looked, and it is the Arnold Classic. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
so I don't
Exactly.
know. I
Plus,
don't know.
Samson was 297.
Yep.
And I said if he's 297 peeled, that's the biggest boy on stage right there,
Yeah.
and that's not going to be easy to beat. I mean that 297 peeled that's what Ronnie Coleman numbers.
You can
And
see in the top photo, the top right, if you go back to the top right, with
okay,
the three, it
all
was the
right,
final call out.
okay, and then so basically a Samson in the middle. Nick
No,
was
no, no.
two.
The top three, they moved them all around, but go back to the
Oh, did
top.
they? Okay, all right. Let's see.
The
All right,
final, he was in the middle of the whole first call out.
right here. You're
And
talking
then,
about?
yeah. But you can see that Nick and Andrew have a lot more oil.
I see what you're saying. Okay,
So
well,
the
but that's
judges,
easily corrected by tomorrow night.
of course, but it's hard to see on a live stream, like how his
Okay.
condition is.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, the judges are going to be right in front of him, so they can see clearer than we can see.
I see. I see.
But
Okay.
I mean, his Samson's quad looked crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looked crazy. He looked crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Samson, Nick, and Andrew. One, two,
Yeah,
and three. Um, and
yeah.
then and
It
then
just
I'm
depends. Yeah,
good.
it just
Then
depends if they go for the conditioning, I think.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. And but he's also, let's not forget Milos. Samson has Milos, and a lot could change in 24 hours.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
don't get me wrong. Andrew Jack has a Cedo, and a lot can change 24 hours. But Samson's more complete, and if Samson has to dry out, he's not the kind of bodybuilder that's going to go flat. He has,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
hear
I don't think there's a lot that Andrew and Nick can do in
right,
24 hours, but I think there's definitely from what I can see from the live stream, Samson can get harder for sure.
right, yeah. So if
So
Milos could do, if you're that close, you're gonna do it, and Milos is going, okay, it's between you, Nick, and Andrew. It could be anybody's game, so let's get busy, you
totally.
know, you know.
Yeah.
But and then
But
oddly enough, fourth, it looked like they had Ramy in, right?
well they put him in another call out with comparing for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Um
Ah, okay,
with Sean. Well, Sean was in the first call out, and then they did a second like where they had him in the middle with Akeem, Sean, and William. So
okay,
the first call out was Samson, Andrew,
and
Nick,
Nick.
Sean, and Ramy. And then
So
they
those,
did,
okay, so those are your top five. Okay, good.
well, not necessarily. Then they did another one, and they had Ramy, Akeem, Sean, and William for competing for fit. So they were comparing, yeah, but I think Ramy probably landed in fourth.
And then
Uh
fifth, you think Clarita?
yeah, Sean's probably fifth. Um then probably William and then Akeem.
Yeah,
I,
it
I
looks like Clarita
but they were
Lorenz.
giving William and Akeem a shot to push Ramy and Sean back in
Okay,
to get
yeah,
into the top four and fifth spots.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, now,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then finally it looked like Justin didn't look like he was in great condition. He
Yeah,
probably, like you guys said, he was worn out.
yeah,
Kamal, he looked like he was in great condition, but he just doesn't have the round kind of muscle.
yeah.
And then Patrick did not just doesn't have enough size.
He missed the mark. Did he come in shape?
Yeah, he came in shape, but he just doesn't have enough size.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah.
And
So
the
pretty.
legs, yeah.
Yeah. So the top five is pretty much what everybody had expected for the most part. I mean, I think some of us had Bonac in there too, but for the most part, we pretty much had Andrew Jack, Sampson, Nick, Ramy, and Clarita.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
seems to be
Yeah,
that seems to be a top five.
I had William beating Clarita, but I was
What
wrong
did
there.
I don't even remember what I had. What did I have?
I think you had Clarita beating
Let's see. Where am I? I had Nick first, Sampson, third Andrew Jack, Clarita, and then I had Bonac. Okay, yeah. So, all right.
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was competitive, man. I mean, looks like Clarita played the size game, and it worked to his advantage because
Yep.
he looks bigger than he ever looked in this pic right here,
Yeah,
and
he was still peeled though. I mean,
he's
yeah.
still peeled to the max. If the guy was 5'6", he'd be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. No,
You
and
know.
and and I think really the top three could go anyway. I mean, like it's really definitely no clue how that's gonna go.
Yeah,
What they're gonna do.
it's gonna be difficult, but
Yeah.
it's just
I mean,
Nick
I could
structure.
even see Andrew winning, honestly.
Really, he was
Yeah.
that improved.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I could
I'm,
see Andrew winning. So yeah.
the only reason why I'm gonna pull for Samson is because I think Milos knows he just has to maybe shed a little layer of water, and then that's what it is. And Milos is, I mean, you work with him. The guy is a genius. So that's the only thing. I think Samson shows up tomorrow night better. I might be wrong, but I think he shows up tomorrow night better and takes the W. Again, I might be wrong. That's just my opinion. And I think, and we've said this all along, I think the only way Nick loses is when somebody has better structure, because Nick
Yeah.
destroys you. Nick destroys you on size and conditioning all the time.
Yeah, I mean, with like I said, with Andrew and Nick, they were both like crazy, crazy peeled, crazy dry, and I don't see a lot of ways for them to improve.
Right.
But like you said, if Samson just comes in a little bit drier, I think it just a little bit drier. I think it's just lights. It'll be lights out. Like, you know, the Olympia, they say, is a 2-day show. You know,
Yeah.
the Arnold used to be the morning and the night, and now, like, you know, it's 2 days. And you know, you close the door on the second day, and I think he's like on track to do that if yeah, all things
All
are
right.
yeah.
Cool. Well, then what we got to do is we got to pay attention tomorrow night, and then we'll all be back to see what actually happens. But competitive Arnold Classic, we all knew this was going to be a competitive Arnold Classic, and this is a classic Arnold Classic, that's for sure.
That was a great one.
Yeah,
Great one.
definitely. And
Yeah,
Danny, again, thanks a lot, bro, for coming on and
yeah,
doing the recap with me. Appreciate it, bro.
absolutely.
And I will see you tomorrow night, brother.
Sounds good. See you
All
then.
right, later.